Hi there. Today we're going to check out the Mont Marte Abstract Expression brush. Before we get started today, I will let you know that the Abstract Expression brush is actually my personal favorite brush. I find that it's really versatile and not just for abstract painting as the name might suggest. So why don't we just jump in and have a closer look, and I'll let you know my thoughts about this brush and show you some really cool ways that you can use it in your own painting. The Mont Marte Abstract Expression brush comes in three sizes. You've got 25mm, 50mm and 75mm. All of these are great for different types of applications, but you'll find they feel pretty similar. Now let's get one of the 75mm brushes out of the packet and you can have a closer look for yourself. Okay, so the first thing you notice about this brush is the paddle-shaped handle. They have a unique ergonomic design and they feel really good in the palm of your hand. The bristles are glued really well with inside the ferrule, and I think the ferrule is made with maybe a stainless aluminium or something like that, so it doesn't tarnish very easily. But I would suggest you wash these brushes out as often as you can, as the paint and water can get trapped within inside the ferrule as it's quite large. Now, the bristles themselves are a soft but stiff synthetic hair, so when you apply the paint you will find you don't get the bristle marks or bristle strokes through your paint application. This is what makes them really good for blending, and I use them for acrylic and oil painting as well. Anyway, so you can see it in action, I'm going to do a quick painting using all three brushes. Let's go! So I'm going to do a quick portrait using the Abstract Expression brush, just to demonstrate some of the ways you can use them in your painting. First I apply a base coat of acrylic using the large brush and apply it pretty liberally and gesturally to get some texture in the background. From this point I've quickly sketched up my portrait using some acrylic paint, and I'm using the 25mm brush to lay in some of the midtones. You'll find that the 25mm brush has a bit more flexibility in the bristles because of the way the brush is made. I personally prefer the larger sizes as they have a stiffer feel to the bristles and they give you that little bit more control when you're making marks like this. But the 25mm brush definitely has its advantages for soft blends and finer areas of detail. Now, painting in this method is actually a really good exercise if you want to loosen up your painting. Just grab some large brushes like these and work with a limited palette. I'd recommend maybe grayscale or complementary colours like what I'm using work really well as well. It forces you to focus in on the tone and loosen up on the canvas. So from here I'm just applying a mix of magenta and titanium white, and you'll see with this 50mm brush I'm getting a nice smooth cloudy blend with the green background, which is still a little bit wet on the canvas. These brushes are really good for getting smooth blends. I use them now for paintings of skies and for paintings of sunsets, for example. When I need to get a smooth colour shift, I find that the stiff bristles of these brushes really help with getting a nice smooth, bristle-free blend. As you can see again here, using the larger brush can be quite a challenge to get that detail that you might with a smaller brush. But as I said, it's a really good challenge, especially with portrait painting, because it helps you look at the tone and not get hung up on the likeness in the portrait or subject in the early layers of the painting. You could take this further and grab more colours later on or finer brushes for finer detail later on, but for this demonstration I'm just sticking with these brushes and I'm showing you what you could achieve yourself using a limited range of brushes and colours. The subject of this portrait is actually one of our team members at ArtShed, Troy. Troy's more of an acrylic paint aficionado than myself. I'm generally more into oil painting, so I hope I've done him some justice in capturing the likeness in this painting. If you have any questions about materials that I've used here or any of my personal techniques, please feel free to leave us a comment below or get in touch with us. It's always great to have discussions about different methods of painting. this point I'm just using the smaller of the brushes to get a bit more detail in the darker tones in the beard and face. This painting took probably 4 to 5 layers in areas of the face to get the level of likeness that I was looking for. Now, as the name suggests, these brushes lend themselves well to abstract painting too. They're really good for making bold gestural marks with thick buttery paint, but as I've demonstrated, they're good for representational painting as well where you need to blend. But they're very versatile and they make a really good staple in your artist toolbox anyway. So as I'm nearing the end of the painting, I'm just going to add some more detail and contrast in the highlights and shadows. I'll just quickly run through. The colour palette I've used here is Viridian Green, Magenta and Titanium White. That's it. So all of the tones I've mixed by adding white to the palette. Oh, and there was a touch of ultramarine blue there as well to get those dark darks. I forgot about that. So I hope you've taken something from this demonstration. If you have any questions, jump on artshedonline.com.au and get in touch with us. Thanks to the Abstract Expression brush. Cheers and bye for now.